President Bush signed a bill today authorizing the construction of a fence.
The guy just comes up and he says, we're the Homeland Security, we need for you to sign. He said, it's just a survey. I said, I don't think it's just a survey.
We have no information from the government.
They took a blanket approach, paying $100. That is not fair market value.
They don't want to have fence built on their property. Unfortunately, I got to stop them.
They're not really giving these people due process.
They just want to have a mile count.
I've seen 3 generations come out of a manhole.
Keep seeing that even though they try to secure the border as best they can, the drugs are finding their way through.
The enhanced enforcement creates a more desperate situation.
There's been a noticeable change in the number of people who have died.
And everybody was just like, you could say shocked. I started calling people up. I held a meeting and that's how everything started.
We're here to represent our constituents. We're going to hire the constitutional lawyer to represent us. It's like David and Goliath. Browns reversing the federal government, the power of a czar, like a shirt tunnel.
In 2006, the United States decided to build a fence. It was between us and our neighbor, Mexico. The purpose of the fence was to stop terrorism, drug smuggling, and illegal immigration. Unfortunately, there were holes in it.
Rather than try and scale it here, they'll just go a mile down the road and walk across.
So far, it has cost the taxpayers over $3 billion. And then they built the fence right through the middle of one of our nation's richest wetlands.
And if you're an animal, you've been separated from all the things that you need.
Yeah, woof, woof, this is too tough.
Today, we have a full-blown invasion from the south.
The number of people who have crossed the U.S.-Mexico border to commit terrorist acts is 0.
I don't look at it so much as an insult to Mexico as more of it being an insult to us.
The fence is it's a documentary. It really looks at the fence that we've constructed on our border between Mexico and the United States. It's a 670-foot fence on a 2,000-mile border, and the purpose of the fence is to reduce the number of immigrants coming into this country, the number of drugs coming into this country.
The fence goes between 5 and 8 feet deep in the ground. It's anywhere from 5 to 18 foot high.
The fence film looks at how successful or not that has been, and whether the fence itself is worth investing in and continuing to invest in going forward. This fence sends up a message that, you know, listen, we don't want you to be part of our country, we don't want you to be part of our community, stay in your country, keep your problems away from us, you know, you're not a part of us. And I think there's, you know, I think a lot of people take great offense to that.
The primary border fence, Mexico on the side, of course, as you can see the people crossing and heading toward a secondary fence.
You know, there's representations out there in the media and with some politicians that the people who are crossing are criminals. They're taking advantage of our country. They want to take over our country. There are a lot of misrepresentations out there, and what I experienced being in the desert is that primarily it's families, and it's a lot of women, a lot of children, a lot of pregnant women, a lot of people who are trying to improve their lives.